Meals taste good. Eating out is certainly convenient, but some of the dishes we've come to love are costing our waistlines big time. So all this week, we're giving you some of your favorite dishes a makeover. And one of my faves, Panera's broccoli cheese soup. It has 330 calories, 21 grams of fat, 14 grams of saturated fat, and 23 carbs. So how can we make it just a little bit healthier? Registered dietitian Jessica Crandall is here to show us how. I mean, it's not super awful for you, right?
Well, I think Americans are lured into eating out often, 4 to 5 times per week, and it is expensive as well as calorically rich. So we can make those modifications at home and make it a lot healthier for us.
This one, I love this recipe. And I mean, it's less, I can feed my whole family plus freeze some for less than $8.
Right. It's very inexpensive to make meals at home, where the average American is spending about $12 eating out each incident that they're eating out.
Oh my
So
goodness.
per meal, so per person.
So right,
It can add
exactly.
up.
And this is, you know, less than that for one meal for the whole family.
Right.
So how do you trade out some things in
So
this?
some good substitutions that we talked through were making some of your reduced fat cheeses versus your high fat cheeses. Instead of using your heavy creamers, using the fat-free half and half.
Yes.
I know sometimes consumers get a little bit concerned about the fat-free products, but in this particular recipe, it does really save you on fat calories, reducing the recipe by about 1/3 of the saturated fat.
And it tastes good.
Right. You can also increase your fiber content, and I find that this really helps with making us more full, so adding more veggies to your soups, and then using reduced fat or reduced sodium broths instead of the higher sodium ones. So, and using other herbs to flavor that soup with to really give it a little bit more of a punch versus that high sodium content.
So what are some of the spices you put in there?
So we used oregano, we used your nutmeg, we used a little bit of pepper, and then I use the salt at the very end, not in the soup while you're making it, but at the very end, because really you don't want to oversalt something, right?
Sure, and I like to use a kosher salt because you can put it in your hand and feel how much you're putting in there. And I love the nutmeg in this recipe. Ooh, it's so good, and the kids don't even know it's in there. They just know it tastes really good.
And then some of the other things is that if you were eating out, let's say you did stop by and actually grab something to eat, then I would strongly suggest that you stay away from those things that are luring you in, like that extra bread that's going to equate to about 600 calories and just bread out of the bowl. Or if you got the baguette, it's about 200 calories. So stay away from those simple carbohydrates that aren't really that great for us anyways, as well as those non-nutrient rich foods.
Oh, the bread bowl. Now we have a little bit on the side here that people can see about how many calories. So we did cut down on there on 282 calories and fewer grams of fat and everything.
Right, absolutely. About 1/3 of the fat as well as 1/3 of the sodium if you're making it at home, and way cheaper in your cost.
Jessica, good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you can find the recipe on kdvr.com on the Good Day page. And then tomorrow, we're going to make Olive Garden's fettuccine alfredo, modified a little bit, because that is so good. But we're going to make it a little healthier for you, Greg.
Oh, that's awesome. And